marriage, babies, a conversation between Mac, Kuda, and Opes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of our Women's Month special. We have promised you that this month we will be profiling women from different spaces, and we are happy to let you know that today's session is going to be awesome. Let me appreciate you guys for all the comments that you have made on Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that. We want to let you know that we have noticed that and we appreciate it. I've seen Disebo was saying, wow guys, this is awesome, we love it. Fiola also made another comment, and Kinele, they were saying this is incredibly awesome, and we really appreciate that. Karen said, wow guys, may God bless you. Thank you very much, Karen. May the Lord bless you too. We received the blessings. Reason was saying, this is another experience. I've enjoyed it. Thank you. We are glad you have enjoyed it. Joe Powell said, my wife and I have enjoyed it. This is wonderful. Thank you very much. We are blessed and we are encouraged when we learn of such comments. Pue commented on the quality. He said, quality, Pastor, quality. We promise to keep it there. We are not hoping to drop the balls. Pure, please be on the lookout. The quality is what we are not planning to compromise. We have seen Whitney have said, I love this. Thank you very much for commenting, Whitney. I've seen also even on our YouTube page, you guys have commented. Sephoras have said, it is important that the pastor's wife should find a space in the ministry. Thank you very much for that advice on women. Thank you very much. We have seen you saying that, Sephoras. We have seen Mposo Kobel have said, I like what Pastor Jess have said. Also, she was reiterating on what Sephoras has mentioned, that women should find their space in the ministry. Thank you very much. Fulu has commented and said, I love this. This is beautiful. Thank you very much. Revilo has commented and said, guys, this is a great production. Friends, we really appreciate that. Those comments, they encourage us, they make us what we are. So without the waste of time, guys, join us on our next conversation. And this time around, guys, you have said you want a female rep. We continue our relationship talk, and this time around we have our friend Kuda. So without any further waste of time, enjoy our conversation with Kuda.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us once again. As you had asked for a female rep, we've got her right here. And this is Kuda, and we come from way back, Bazalwan, way back. For those that don't know, don't go look up the video.
Yo, please don't.
We sang together in a high school, a group called Harmony. If you're watching this, guys, hi to you.
Hi, Harmony.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue with under that topic. When are you getting married and when are you having babies? And we want to hear from a female's perspective. And thank you for availing yourself. We know this is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But let's see how it goes. So I'll give it over to Opes.
Oh, thank you, Meg. Thank you, Zuki, for joining us. You prefer to be called Kuda, so please do bear with me when I when I interchange here and there. So, guys, you have asked and we have delivered. We have Kuda here with us, and she'll be asking those questions. And I have noted some of the questions that you ladies have said we need to ask her, and I will do exactly that. Kuda, how are you doing?
That intro just made me a bit nervous. But I am well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yeah. We are happy to have you. We are glad that you have agreed to do this with us. So let's dig right into it. Kuda, how do you respond to this question? I have asked Meg previously, and Meg have responded. And I want to hear from you. How do you respond when people ask you, when are you getting married?
Usually I say, to who?
Okay.
Because I feel like when you ask that question,
okay,
it means you've seen someone.
Okay.
You can't just ask me out of the blue.
Uh-huh.
So I always ask, to who am I getting married to?
But you don't get offended,
I don't get
anything?
I think maybe I'm used to it now, especially because as a pastor's kid, it's something that the congregation likes to ask.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially when you are of a certain age.
Okay,
Now
sure.
they see, okay,
Yeah.
you know, your life seems to be, I don't know where they see it,
Yeah.
but your life seems to be on track.
Sure.
But when is the big day?
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I don't take too much offense to it. Plus, they see, I mean, my colleagues, my friends are getting married.
Sure.
They
Tell
get
me
there,
about
you know? So it's that kind of pressure where they're like, okay, and then when?
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't get offended, but it does get annoying when it happens a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you just because other people really took an offense, but I guess it depends on your relationship with other people, but sometimes maybe it depends on the mood.
Of course.
Under what circumstances are those questions being asked? So there is another question that I just need to make sure that I bring it across. One of our viewers asked, not asked, but made a comment, and they say, it seems like when it comes to this marriage issue, men has the upper hand. And I don't know what do you make of that. And they speak in the context of saying that men decides when to ask a lady out, they decide when to propose, they decide when to ask them to get married, they decide. It seems like you just have to wait until they come.
Something happens.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
I think to some degree, I mean, now we are in 2020, things work differently.
Sure.
Some people do things differently. But for me personally, I think it's a natural thing
Okay.
to have the man sort of make that move.
Okay, sure.
But also it's a mutual decision that has to happen between two people, obviously. But after having that conversation with the person you're planning to get married to, then make the move. Because I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna, sit in my father's house and think, okay, you know what, let me go and...
So you're saying you can ask a guy and say, let's end this thing.
Me personally, I would not.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a certain level of courage.
But time is going, questions are coming in. Doesn't that bring a level of pressure? And just, every time we say, when are you getting married? Maybe there's someone there.
Sure.
And
I feel like for me, this is a personal thing for me.
Okay.
I'm so grateful that I've never had peer pressure.
Okay, sure.
So I've never had the feeling of because people are saying I should now, because I'm going to be alone in that marriage. They're not going to be there
Sure,
now.
that's a fact.
So if I say, hey, they say no, you must get married next year. My niece always says that to me.
Okay.
She goes, yeah, you're getting married next year. I'm like, to who? She goes, no, you'll find someone, but you'll get married next year. I'm like, it's one thing for them to say you must be married at this time, but now if I go and I hurry up and I settle, I'm alone in that marriage. They're not there when things are going left.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let's get a bit controversial. So we are living in a space of 50-50, right? And that 50-50 comes with, it's, for me, observing the 50-50, it seems like it has spaces where it applies. So if we are living in a space of 50-50, why can't you, if you see a guy that you like, why can't you go and make the first move?
You know what? That 50-50 thing, man. Maybe I'm part of the 1% of women that just are like, no.
Sure.
It's not meant to be 50-50.
Okay.
I feel like, is it even biblical that it's 50-50? Did God say we are? I mean, there are hierarchies to this thing, no?
Sure.
There are hierarchies. You are head, you are the what, you are the what.
Okay, sure.
So it obviously can't be 50-50. But also, I've observed and I've seen people when they're like, you know what? They call it shoot your shot.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so they always tell the girls, no, go shoot your shot. Anything can happen. And nowadays I'm feeling like,
how do you shoot it?
that is the question.
slide in the DMs.
Now you see, and I feel so much. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's not. It's not natural. Also, guys now are also too relaxed.
Okay, sure.
Because they think
Explain
you're gonna
that.
shoot your shot.
Advise our brothers, please.
Make the move. Shala. Make the move.
Sure.
You know, take initiative, be intentional. Because this thing of you being like, now guys are saying, no, but I'm also scared. Why are you scared? So now I must always
sometimes
make the
it's
move.
standards. But maybe sometimes you guys put the standards.
Pull up your socks.
Pull up your socks.
Pull up your socks. I can't now drop my standards because
You don't drop the standard because
You know?
someone is struggling to reach them.
Because at some point it's gonna cover you. Hey?
Okay,
You're
sure.
gonna get to a point where it's frustrating because you can't keep up with that person.
Sure.
Pull up your socks.
So, do you have you ever had like an eye on a brother and say this one, you know, and say this one if he can just make his move,
And it's a goal.
it's a goal.
This question. This question's very personal. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
That has happened.
As a lady, how do you handle that? Because as a guy, I mean, I can eye a lady and then like you said, it's natural for a guy to make that move. But as a lady, how do you navigate around that?
I personally still don't like. I give you opportunities to make the move.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So firstly, I need to find out if you want to make the move.
Okay.
Because it's one thing for me to be like, I see this brother.
Yeah.
But if that brother does not see me,
Okay, sure.
then what's the point? But once I see that you see me,
Okay.
you know, you try and open up windows where you can. Now we're brother,
Okay.
you know, because I can't. I don't
You can't
want
go all the way.
Oh, hey.
You see, that's my problem. I'm born, and that's my issue. Because now you'll spend years and years trying to make opportunities,
Yeah.
and for me, I don't want to start making the move, and then now for the rest of this relationship or whatever, I'm the one who must now
who's
make
making
the
all the
move.
effort.
Exactly.
Okay, sure.
So I don't want you to get used to that kind of,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
You need to know that as
Okay.
the man, I need to make a move.
So you want to remain the lady
Yes.
in the space.
Yes.
So that
there are roles. Let's not switch them.
Oh yeah. Okay. Guys, you have heard there are roles and we should not get that twisted.
Yeah.
But maybe let's move. We will come back to this one. It's an interesting one. But maybe let's dig in a bit deeper. So other people have said to me, you don't understand how it feels when you are being asked, especially when you are a lady, considering that the age, the childbearing age, and all those things. And other people will put that on you as a pressure and say, you need to, because time is going. You may not get children. How do you respond to that? That kind of pressure, does it come somewhere at the back of your mind?
Of course.
Sure.
Of course. That one is even worse than just a relationship.
Okay,
because
sure.
that one, it doesn't only come from people, let's say from church or your peers or whatever.
Sure.
Even medically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Doctors are on your case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you reach 23, 24, 25, they start saying, when are you having babies? This is the time you are of that age, you're healthy.
Don't you feel harassed? Or?
I do. And I remember my doctor told me.
We're not going to expose you, doctor.
Yeah, no, we won't expose you. But my doctor asked me, and he's like, when are you having a baby? This is the time. And I'm like, that's not where I am right now. I mean, there's not even a husband in sight. So I can't just decide on a baby. And he's like, hey, you're going to be that one at 45 saying I want babies now. You know, when the time has run out. And I'm just like, how? Like, yeah, you're too focused on your career. You must have babies. I'm like, why is that the mindset? Why is it so important?
Sure.
Why are people always looking at that?
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. There your foot is there. It's stressful.
Sure. And maybe before Meg asks you something, let me ask again. And how does you are a PK?
Yes.
You are a Christian.
Yes.
How does your faith play itself in terms of dealing with those questions and with you remaining sane and not succumbing to pressure and stuff?
You know, I think in life in general, how you deal with situations, you need to just be aligned to God's word and be aligned to what His will is for your life.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of, and He doesn't say there's not going to be pressures and there's not going to be temptation and there's not going to be whatever.
Sure.
But the way your alignment to His word and His will for your life, and understanding that for your life, our journeys are not the same.
True.
We may be in the same environment, we may be working in the same space, we may be in the same church, but our journeys are totally different. So once we understand that, and understanding what God's will is for you.
Come on.
And understanding that God's timing is perfect. If it's not going to happen now, that's fine. That's
Sure.
what He wants for you. And that's a daily thing that we need to do. As young people, as old people, as Christians in general. It's something that we need to do daily, because if you're not aligned to His will daily and you're not connected to Him,
Sure.
you'll get swayed
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah, sure. So, just on that on that train of thought, how has I'm trying. How has this journey of waiting been? Have you seen it been beneficial, or you're like, maybe I should have gotten married then? Maybe there was someone then who tried. I don't know.
I think as you grow and as the waiting, because that waiting,
Sure.
there are days where you're like, why, what's happening? Why is this not happening? And then after a while, you realize what could have gone wrong if you had chosen that.
Okay. Sure.
And I remember back, I'm just like, if I had gone and married this person, then probably my life wouldn't be where God wants it to be.
Sure.
It would have gone left, because that person then showed their true colors years after, and I'm just like, this is not it.
Yeah.
So I think the waiting it fluctuates. It's never the same.
Okay.
But I think waiting is better, and when you get that confirmation, I have faith that it's going to be this amazing thing that I never even imagined. Because what we think for our lives and what God has planned are two massively different things. So, I mean, I don't mind waiting.
Okay.
Wait. Wanna go into this?
Sure,
Let's get
sure.
controversial
Sure.
again. You were PK as you mentioned, and I don't know if it's the same on your side, but I mentioned on my side that being in the church space. You saw, and you mentioned something like, had you saw his true colors then, and I'm assuming that you took that journey of dating. How would that have?
Why are you assuming? Asking.
Why are you assuming?
Oh yes, okay. Let's get to that one first. Yeah, sorry.
This feels like a coming out. If you are watching this, I've never uttered these words out loud.
Yes. What was I assuming again?
That I'm dating.
Oh, I mean, back then that you dated. Is that right? When
yes.
you said he saw his true colors. He saw his true colors, and perhaps the church would usually advocate that you don't enter into this dating space. But how would that have changed had you just observed him from a distance and to where you're at now?
I think okay, yes, she dates.
Yeah.
I think it would have been, I don't know if I would have seen the true colors had I not dated him.
Okay.
Because I feel like people sort of, when it's a friendship thing, people kind of pretend or adjust themselves for that friendship.
Sure.
But when you are with someone on that level, I think you sort of see how they start loosening up and becoming themselves.
Yes, true.
Ne? So had I not been with that person, they wouldn't have loosened up and me see you, this is who you are. Then I would have thought that there are still that idea that they had created.
Okay.
So I think that's for me.
And you know what? The mistake that people make is to think that if a person loosens up, they have changed. You said people will keep on staying in a relationship and say, he has changed. Meanwhile, he has just become himself.
Exactly. That's who he is.
Those are the sisters. If you identify something, it's not changing. It's who he is.
He's now relaxing.
Yes,
it's like visiting a friend. When you come to the friend's house, you're gonna, be respectful.
Like
once you come every day, you know where the dishes stay. You're not asking anymore.
Sure.
So it's that kind of thing.
Oh no, I feel you.
Yeah.
I think from my side, it's going to be the last question that I need to ask. Maybe no, the second last question.
I think I still have 5 more.
So one way or the other, you have been in the limelight maybe because of your father as the pastor, but also as a great musician. How
Who is
has
he?
I like that great.
Who is he? Yeah.
I will let Zuki have the honors to do that. But my question is, being in that space, do you think it has put some sort of pressure on guys to approach you and say, she's the child of this one, and what do you think? Do you think maybe some customers have ran away because
Yes. But I'm grateful for that.
Okay, sure.
See, I'm the type of person, apparently in high school I was told that I was not approachable.
Okay.
But I didn't take that as a negative thing.
Okay.
Because I saw it as it's sifting away the nonsense.
Okay, sure.
So if you don't have your story straight, you're not going to come to me.
Okay, sure.
So all of that, who my father is, what, like me singing, me being in the music industry, if that's chasing you away, great, because you wouldn't be able to handle it then.
Okay, sure. Oh, that's deep.
Okay.
That's
You know?
deep.
Yeah. Because it's not going to change that he's your
I
father.
mean, it's not gonna. He's not gonna change. I'm not gonna change. The situation's not gonna change. So,
Sure.
if you can't handle it from afar, imagine when you are in the situation. Yeah.
Oh,
Brother, start gymming and be ready to
No,
handle
get your
this.
story straight.
sure. Fix your life.
Yes.
I don't know if she's available now.
Yeah. That was actually going to be my last question. I just wanted to make sure maybe there's a great man of God there, the brother who has his story right, as you are saying. So please tell our friends there, Zuki. Are you available? Can someone slide in some DMs or
The
issues?
sister is very single.
Oh, yeah.
Very single.
Oh wow.
Maybe
It's alright.
there is a brother somewhere in the world that God is still preparing.
Oh yeah.
But the sister is very single. If you slide in the DMs, please make sure your story is straight.
And don't just say hi.
Get to the
Just get to the point. Don't just say
hi. Hi, what?
So on that note, we're gonna have her Instagram handle somewhere there.
Yeah.
And Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook.
Facebook,
and what
Twitter.
else?
Yes.
Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll have it all lined up
Sure,
there,
sure.
so that you can slide in
the DM.
the numbers. Please don't contact me for your numbers.
Yeah.
We're not
You'll
gonna
be
make
my
it
PA.
we're not gonna make it that easy for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think you had the last question, Mac.
Yes. On that note, what is your approach as a woman to this idea of going to home affairs?
75 rand.
Maybe there's a guy that he has seen and he said, I'm not sure. Like she looks like one who would go big.
Sure.
And maybe he's like, I can't do that as yet.
That is a fair assumption.
Yeah.
I would go big, but I am not opposed to going to home affairs.
Okay.
And that is because I don't want to compromise
Sure.
on my big day. If I want to go big, I want to go big the right way.
Okay, sure.
Né? So I don't want it to be like, hey, no, we can't afford these flowers. Let's just,
Yeah.
try.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would go to home affairs, and then once we have the finances or the resources to do the big one, do the big
So
one.
it's still wanted. It should be there.
Yes, eventually. Eventually, somewhere.
Okay, sure. So you say you are willing to, but at least I think, in my opinion, is a brother must show, man, that he can do something.
Yeah.
You can't just aim and hope. You must at least show.
Aim and hope.
Don't just pitch with home affairs.
Yeah.
Don't start there.
Sure, guys, that's Kuda for you. So maybe some of you have seen her in Gospel Unplunged, Gospel Goes Classical, and many other spaces. She's a serious person. She's a real deal, guys.
Hey.
Mac and myself just try to keep calm. We are just trying to keep calm, but she's a real deal, and we are happy to have you, Kuda. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. As we have said, we are bringing you Women's Month special in celebration of Women's Month. We hope that you have had a great time, as the three of us has already had a great time. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a lovely day from myself, Kuda, and Mac. Ciao.
Be sure to check out and subscribe to Kuda's channel, Covers by Kuda. This production was brought to you by Imago Day Media.